Today, chapter 14 of John Mark's Gospel, we read about Jesus in Gethsemane, then Jesus being arrested, and then Jesus taken to the Sanhedrin, the Jewish council. That all before he entered Jerusalem for the cross. All scripture is God's breath and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. Good evening, this is Stefan Hager, reading with you the Bible from Switzerland, just before Easter. What really happened? John Mark, as a journalist, first century eyewitness, he writes to the point. Let's see what it says in verse 32. Jesus and his disciples, they went to a place called Gethsemane. Jesus said to them, "Sit here while I pray." He took Peter, James, and John along with him. He began to be very upset and troubled. "My soul is very sad. I feel close to death." He said to them, "Stay here, keep watch." He went a little farther. Then he fell to the ground. He prayed that if possible, the hour might pass by me. "Abba," he said, which means Father in Aramaic language. "Everything is possible for you. Take this cup of suffering away from me, but let what you want to be done, not what I want." Abba, again, means Father. Then he returned to his disciples, and he found them sleeping. "Simon," he said to Peter, "are you asleep? Yeah? Wouldn't you keep watch for 1 hour? Watch and pray, then you won't fall into sin when you are tempted. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak." Verse 39. Once more, Jesus went away and he prayed the same thing. Then he came back. Again, he found them sleeping. They wouldn't keep their eyes open. They did not know what is said to him. Jesus returned the third time. He said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting enough? The hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is about to be handed over to sinners. Get up, let's go. Here comes the one who is handing me over to them." Just as Jesus was speaking, Judas appeared. He was one of the 12. A crowd was with him. They were carrying swords and clubs. The chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders had sent them. Judas, who was going to hand Jesus over, had arranged a signal with them. "The one I kiss is the man," he said. "Arrest him and have the guard to let him away." So Judas went to Jesus at once. He said, "Rabbi," and he kissed him. The man grabbed Jesus and arrested him. Then one of those standing nearby, he pulled his sword out. He struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. "Am I leading a band of armed men against you?" asked Jesus. Do I have to come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I was with you. I taught in the temple courtyard and you didn't arrest me. But the scriptures must come true. Then everyone left him and ran away. A young man, now we have it. This is the author of this book, John Mark. It doesn't say John Mark in the text, but the context gives it away. A young man was following Jesus. The man was wearing nothing but a piece of linen cloth. When the crowd grabbed him, he ran away naked. He left his clothing behind. Let's read on how Jesus was led to the Jewish council, who then handed him over to the Romans. The crowd took Jesus to the high priest. All of the priests, the chief priests, the elders, and the teachers of the law, they came together. Not too far away, Peter followed Jesus. He went right into the courtyard at the high priest. There he sat with the guards. He warmed himself at the fire. The chief priests and the whole Sanhedrin were looking for something to use against Jesus. They wanted to put him to death, but they did not find any proof. Many witnesses lied about him, but their stories didn't agree. Then some stood up. They gave false witness about him. Verse 58. We heard him say, I will destroy this temple made by human hands. In 3 days I will build another temple not made by human hands. But what they said did not agree. Then the high priest stood up in front of them. He asked Jesus, aren't you going to answer? What are these charges this man are bringing against you? But Jesus remained silent. He gave no answer. Again, the high priest asked him, are you the Christ? Are you the Son of the Blessed One? I am, said Jesus. And you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One. You will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. Jesus quoted Daniel, prophet of the Old Testament. He quoted a prophecy which was for the Messiah, and he quoted it about himself. He gave the answer by quoting the Old Testament. And this was enough. Verse 63, the high priest tore his clothes. Why do we need any more witnesses? He asked. You have heard him say a very evil thing against God. What do you think? They all found him guilty and said that he must die. Then some began to spit at him. They blindfolded him. They hit him with their fists. They said, prophesy. And the guards took him and beat him. They said, prophesy, to mock him when Jesus just prophesied. He quoted the Old Testament, what was written about him. And this was the prophecy. The prophecy was also what they accused him of. To destroy the temple and rebuild the temple in 3 days. And they wouldn't believe him. They took it as a mockery. So it went on. They handed him over to the Romans to be crucified.